Agbana. That matter is dismissed on plaintiff's motion without prejudice. Red Shield Rentals versus Nadira Hope.
David Fantier on behalf of the plaintiff.
Is she here?
Hello,
There she is. Hello, Miss Hope. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. All right.
I think we're about to change that, Your Honor. This is a case
Why?
that I've been dreading all week. We actually found out from SOS last Friday that her case was denied because she received ESG earlier and she received barrier busters earlier. So she's at the 3,000 ESG limit and she's at the $5,000 county limit. I spoke to Kara Painter at SOS and I requested that they appeal that directly to the county. And they did that not once, but twice. And Kristen at the county denied it. I actually had a very nice conversation with Ms. Hope to see if we could come up with anything else. I've also got a call into, since the county can't help, even with new funds, because there's that county limit, I reached out to the state to see if maybe they could stretch the MISHDA funding. Ms. Hope and I had a very nice conversation Friday, trying to go over all possibilities. Because I think the last thing any of us want to do is evict Ms. Hope. So that's where we are right now. Like I said, I know we've been trying to work with her. You've been very gracious to both parties. And anyway, I'll leave Ms. Hope. You want to add anything?
So I have been waiting for Social Security disability to get back in touch with me since December. And it still says in the online system that they received my information in December and it's still in reconsideration. So I reached out to an attorney last week to help with the disability case. And so on Tuesday, I had a meeting with an attorney and they're going to move forward with helping me get the funds through Social Security disability or at least trying to get my application pushed through there. So that's one thing that is moving at least in the right direction. And so also because my medications were making it extremely difficult for me to earn any income because of all the side effects. I have stopped taking my medications just so that I can
No.
I have to keep the lights on. I have to keep food in the fridge. You know, I don't have any good options.
And I told her the same thing. I told her,
Miss Hope, first thing.
Your Honor, I told her the same thing. I told her to talk to her doctor.
Mr. Fantera, I don't want to hear from you right now. Miss Hope.
Yes, Your Honor.
You're going to take your medication. I don't want you stopping that.
I don't know what else is in my power to do because I have obligations, you know, I need money to live.
I know. But you got to live to need the money, right?
It's all.
So you got to take your medication. How much is owing?
$5,352.
So,
Yes, sir.
while back, what did I tell you?
Not to lose hope.
That's right. I'm never sure why things happen the way that they happen. I really am not. I'm just going to tell you this, Miss Hope. And there was a point this week that I was thinking about you, and because you're always in my prayers every day. So,
Thank you.
but I was thinking about you particularly, and a, s- a statement that what my mom used to tell me, um, and my grandfathers, and they came from my grandfathers, and that is, sometimes you got to make a way out of no way. I don't know what that always means, but I know that's what has to happen here. So, first thing is, I want you to make sure that you're taking your medication. Okay. Second thing, we've called everywhere, and I'm going to adjourn this out, and we're gonna figure out something. It's not happening this way. And so, will you promise me you'll get back on your medications?
It's a hard promise to make, Your Honor.
I know, but
I have to provide for my child, and I can't do that if I'm in pain and asleep all day.
okay, all right. Then I'll leave it this way. I guess I can't force anybody to take it, and you're the best one to judge that. So I'll leave that there, but I don't want you, for financial reasons, not to do that. I understand the other obligations, and you'll have to weigh and balance that. I'm going to give 2 dates here on this case. Is Mr. Fantera the same on the 5th and 12th?
Yes, he is at 9 o'clock on the 5th and 12th.
I'm going to set this for 2 hearings, the 5th, and also the 12th of May. I'll do this over the objection of plaintiff if they were going to seek judgment today, but I'm going to do it anyway.
I was not.
All right. And Mr. Fantera, I didn't mean to yell at you. I just,
No, that's
and
fine.
I appreciate your efforts, but
And I'm going to continue, Your Honor. My concern is that, and Amy can hear what I'm going to say. Ms. Hope, this should have been dealt with 2 months ago, because they knew then that she had already gotten that. And had that happened, the number would have been a lot lower, and we might have been able to piecemeal money together from other agencies. So that was the basis of me having SOS Kara Painter, Kara's been great. Going back to Kristen, basically saying this should not have been handled the way it was handled. Please override that. So maybe the court can do something.
Mr. Fantera, I'll tell you this. I don't tend to get involved in those things, but I realize also that the payment and other things are part of this, they have become part of the court process. So, Mr. Fantera, if you need me to talk to somebody on this case, because I think you're right, had it been taken care, we'd be dealing with a different amount, and we would have a molehill instead of a mountain. So, if you need me to you know how to reach me, you get through to Miss Tang, I'm there. We're gonna make this happen.
The person, it's, I'm told by Kara, and maybe Amy can tell me, that the person making this decision at OCED is Kristen Kunis, that it's her decision to make, and that she declined not once, but twice to override both the 3,000 ESG limit and the $5,000 county limit. So I would imagine that anything needs to go back through her.
Send Miss Tang an email indicating that it's on this case.
Yep.
And that if the court sees fit, that the court needs to make a call and talk to Miss Kunis. I'll be more than happy to do that.
I just want to make sure that my conversation is not going to be an ex parte communication. I'm just going to email Ms. Tang
No.
that exact information.
Just email Miss Tang, and now that Miss Hope knows that you're going to do that, if you just send a copy to her, that's fine. I'm going to do what I got to do.
And I'm going to continue dealing with the state in the hope that I'm going to be dealing with Alice at DHS in the hope that the state can waive whatever whatever limits they've got to try to help Miss Hope on this one also. So I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing. I just want you to know that.
Miss Hope, anything else you want to say, ma'am?
No, just thank you both.
What did I tell you? You don't give up until I tell you to give up. You know, everything my mama ever told me was prophetic, and it was always right. So we're going to find a way to make a way out of no way. All right.
All right.
All right, Miss Hope, you take care of yourself. And as I always tell you, I want you worried about you and your child. I don't want you worried about this. We'll somehow or another we'll get this. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
You're
Ms. Hope.
welcome. God bless you.
God bless you.
Red Shield Rentals.
In this heartfelt courtroom hearing, we witnessed the case of Red Shield Rentals versus Nadira Hope, a tenant struggling to keep her home amidst financial and medical hardship. The hearing opens with the plaintiff's attorney explaining that Nadira's rental assistance was denied. She had already reached both her $3,000 ESG limit and $5,000 county assistance limit, leaving no further financial help available through normal channels. Despite multiple appeals, the county refused to extend her aid. The attorney's tone shows empathy. He explains that no one wants to evict Ms. Hope. He has reached out to state officials in one last effort to secure emergency funds. When Ms. Hope speaks, her story reveals deep personal struggle. She's been waiting since December for a response on her Social Security disability claim and has now hired a lawyer to help push it forward. Her medications, she says, make it difficult to stay awake or work. So, in desperation, she stopped taking them just to try earning some income. At this point, the judge intervenes firmly but kindly. He insists she must not stop her medication, reminding her, "You've got to live to need the money." He expresses deep concern for her health, yet also acknowledges her impossible situation, torn between survival and stability. The rent due amounts to $5,352, and the plaintiff's side seeks judgment. But the judge, showing rare compassion, refuses to rush. He postpones the case, giving time to find a solution. The courtroom then shifts from legal procedure to something far more human. The judge recalls a saying from his mother and grandparents. Sometimes, you've got to make a way out of no way. He tells Ms. Hope that she's always in his prayers and promises to personally reach out to county and state officials to advocate for her case. His compassion and sense of duty shine through. He's not merely applying the law, but seeking justice through understanding. The plaintiff's lawyer also acknowledges bureaucratic missteps. The case could have been handled months ago, which might have reduced the debt. Together, both sides cooperate in a rare display of empathy and teamwork, aiming to help Ms. Hope rather than punish her. In the closing moments, the judge reminds her, You don't give up until I tell you to give up. He urges her to focus on her health and her child, reassuring her that somehow we'll get this. The hearing ends not with a verdict, but with hope. A quiet but powerful reminder that behind every case number, there's a human life, and sometimes the law's greatest power is compassion.